Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your host who bleeds Purple and Gold, Isaac here. So, I have returned back from my week break, from making videos. So darn it, here I am, back making more videos. So, now I came to talk about a couple of things that I thought I noticed that is some good news for the Minnesota Vikings. Nothing really bad here as the offseason has come for the Vikings or their planning wise, because there's going to be a lot of free agency, mock drafts. There's going to be a lot of draft talk, draft prospects, free agency prospects, and just whatever there is. But I'm going to focus on coaches. So, really, though, we all know the big one is that Kevin O'Connell did get an extension. We all know that. But there are there are a lot of coaches that did not get hired by other organizations. So the most two for the Vikings as far as the biggest ones that there is defensive, that there's a couple of coaches I'm going to talk about that have done a heck of a job on two aspects. The quarterback coach, Josh McCown, he's most likely going to stay. And I want to say, though, that it is an absolute miracle that he was able to coach up Sam Darnold to the best of his abilities with the Jets and with the Panthers. He was seeing ghosts. He was inaccurate. He was not good at all as a quarterback with those teams. So, Josh McCown elevated Sam Darnold to 14-3 and made it to the playoffs. But only he went one and done, though. Sam Darnold. That is the only thing, though. But that was probably the best they're going to get out of Sam Darnold. And there's no more talk about Sam Darnold being the starting quarterback. There should be no more about him being in Minnesota. There should be talk about J.J. McCarthy. Because I want to see something better out of him, Dana. And I don't care if Sam Darnold he racked up all these completions, all these yards, all these touchdowns, all these wins. It's like, oh my gosh, look at that. To make him stay in Minnesota, it's like, oh my gosh, he got the wins. We should keep him. Even though, yes, they got one and done in the playoffs, but we should keep him. No. Because this team is trying to win a championship, and I would rather see J.J. McCarthy out there, because you don't know what you're going to get out of. You don't know what you're going to get out of J.J. McCarthy. You don't know how much better he would be than Sam Darnold was there. Imagine that. To Jordan Addison, to Justin Jefferson, to the weapons that we got. Wow, and Kevin O'Connell coaching them up too as well. Hey, J.J. McCarthy is going to be that quarterback. And Josh McCown was definitely a big factor for Sam Darnold. So I feel like he done all he could with Sam Darnold right now. So it's time to move on to J.J. McCarthy also. And also the second head coach they're gonna move up with is defensive coordinator Brian Flores for the Minnesota Vikings. Look, this is one of my favorite coaches of this organization that they have right now in Brian Flores. He has basically a top defense in terms of turnovers, points allowed, just in third down conversion rate, just in pressures. Just think about that, all of that, and Brian Flores has done a very amazing job with those aspects. He's been aggressive, since he been defensive coordinator. He's made every player that you name on last year's in the 23 season's defense and the 24 season defense. You name all of those players, and look how much better they've been. Excuse me. And you see how much better they've gotten. Like, he was gonna be, I was expecting Brian Flores, to be a head coach somewhere else. And all the other jobs that he was gonna get, the Bears, the Jets, and the Jaguars, or maybe the Raiders, all of those jobs are already taken by other head coaches. Pete Carroll, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn. They've all taken those jobs. I don't remember who the Jaguars head coach is, but I know it's not Doug Peterson because he got fired. But it was speculated that Brian Flores was going to go to either of those head coaches. And I feel bad for him as a man, but if he gets a lifetime contract in Minnesota and he stays as the defensive coordinator for the Vikings the entire way, I will not complain about it. I will keep him. I will gladly keep him here, man. I will keep him here. He has been he has transformed this defense like no other. Like, compared to 2020 to 2022, it's night and day. It's night and day with him. And so, what the thing is about Brian Flores is that it's just been spectacular defense, man. Every single player, Andrew Van Ginkel, Blake Cashman, Jonathan Grenard, Harrison Smith, all of them. He's made them all look like superstars. Just imagine like a Madden rating of 76 for every single player. When you're coaching up with Brian Flores in your scheme, excuse me, I'm dealing with a bit of a cough, so I apologize. Anyways, so Brian Flores has transformed those players into 10 more overall. Like, let's say 86 overall. He has made them better. So I am completely happy as a Vikings fan that he gets to stay as the defense coordinator. And on top of that, the players respect Brian Flores. They respect him a lot. They like him a lot. So, I mean, you can tell in Minnesota, they do exactly what Brian Flores wants to do, and it works really, really well. And you can tell they are a lot more hard-hitting and bone-jarring hits. And that's the Brian Flores defense. They've done against any defense, really. It's going to be a lot better. Trust me, y'all. It's going to be a whole lot better with this Brian Flores defense. So, once they build the defensive tackle and cornerback position, watch out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol Vikings.